Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It's our parenting segment, and today we have quite an interesting guest, Olabisi Oni. She is the CEO of Luxury Bridal Errand, a founder of a value-added parenting and a graduate of a Biz Admin. And of course today we're talking about a value-added... Becoming a value-added parent. I like that. I like the way you coin it together. So earlier on, when we saw value-added, we're thinking of we think of tax. Once we just see value-added, the next one to put about is tax. But value-added parenting, that's a terminology or a neologism as a whole that we don't get to, I've never heard before. What do you mean by value-added parenting?
All right. I'm so blessed to be here today. I deal with foundation. Children Foundation. Okay. Because the book I believe in says, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Okay. And when we are talking about becoming a value-added parent, there are two questions every parent must be able to answer. Okay. Who are you accountable to? Then, what's the purpose? What kind of child do you want to raise? With that, you are able to know what to equip yourself with, information to get, and how to mirror whatever you want your child to become to them. So talking about who to accountable to, I'm going to say that every parent are like caretaker. God is the owner of these children, actually. And if you have that mentality that God is the owner of your child, you are accountable, you are careful with how you raise that child because you know you are going to give account to someone. And also, if you believe that God is the owner of your child, it means you go to God and ask him, if this child is yours, it means God has purpose for that child. And you go to God to know the purpose he has for the child. The Bible, the book I believe in, says, before I formed you, I knew you. Before you came out of your mother's womb, I have appointed you to be a prophet unto the nation. Not prophet that we are used to. It depends on the sector that each child find themselves. So you work with that God, you partner with God to know what the child wants to become. And talking about the purpose of the child, where you want the child to be, that will determine the kind of school and your availability in the life of that child. We have some parents that work 5 to 9 or 11 based on Lagos traffic. You know, we have some fathers, both of them, they do 9 to 5 job. Who is at home? Like I do say, one person must be at home. When I say one person must be at home, I don't mean full-time wife. You work, there are so many things you can do at home and you make money and, you know, it depends. But the future of the children is more important than what we hear now. So you know the kind of child you want to raise. You know where to put the child, not leaving the child with the maid. Unless you want to show the blueprints of the child to the maid so it could follow that blueprint. But if not, the maid will just put anything he or she knows in the life of the child, whereas you are absent in the life of your child.
Now, there's something you mentioned, while we're still talking about value, there's something you mentioned, raising up a child in the way you want him to be or her to be. But then, the way you want them to be, is that the way they should be or the way they themselves, like you mentioned, well, when we were talking earlier, you said something about your sons. They have some innate abilities which you were able to find out. Not every parent has been able to find out some kind of innate or know that there are innate abilities in their kids. What is there a possibility that you might be raising, you might be putting some value sets that don't go naturally with what that kid wants to do? If that's the case, how can one give value as it should be given in that kind of situation?
That's why I mentioned the place of God. Okay. God has purpose for every child. So as parents, if you have that mentality of God, you must have make inquiry about what the child wants to become. And being with your child, right from childhood, you must have been seeing some traces, some talent in that child, which means as parents, you already know this is where this child is going to.
So people cannot, now, talking about where parents cannot see this. You know, it's not every parent that is as, you know, insightful, as sensitive as that to see that. Like you said, now some parents are very busy.
I get.
When you're in Lagos, you go out in the morning, you come back late at night, you're with the maids, or you take them to a crash, and there's something. So you don't get to see them develop, and you don't get to see those kind of things. How do you sort it out in that kind of case if time is of a constraint to you as a parent?
As a parent, it's very important because I'm sure like there's something I used to say that we have a lot of people in the world today. We all are products of a family.
Yes, we are.
Whether good people or bad people, we are products of the family. We are products of what our parents put in us. So as parents, it is very delicate. Parenting is sensitive. It's not something you neglect or you delegate. You must be there. And
so you're saying you have to find that time.
You have to find that time to discover that purpose. Including us. We show this purpose, we show these talents. But some parents chose to be ignorant about this. Or nonchalant attitude.
Some of us could play football, but they told us, go and read.
Yes.
Instead of going to play the football, now look at the footballers now.
Look at the purpose. We have a lot of graduates out there now trying to find their purpose.
Yeah.
We can save these children from this trauma. Some people, they'll be like, okay, I don't have doctor in my family, so you must be a doctor.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe the child is called to be a singer. So parents must, in fact, suppress their ego and follow suit. Because if you force the child to study a medicine or something, you are raising a murderer. Yes, because what if something, what if something went
I've never heard it like this.
Wrong?
See, I'll put this quote. If you force your child, let's say your child wants to play, let's say football, or he has talent to it, you see him making jobs as a producer, he has talents to produce music, and then you force him to go and do medicine, you're raising a murderer.
Like we've had so many cases that a doctor forgets something during operation, things like that.
I mean, a doctor that can forget the scalpel, maybe she should have been a producer.
Yes, things happened. Things happen. So let's allow these children. The Bible says,
I like this.
Train up a child in the way it should go. There is a way. Not even children, as the case may be. Even if you have 10 children, there is a way each child should go. Not all of them. Put them together.
So I've seen a family of mother, father, lawyer, 6 children, 6 lawyers. And I do have a wonderful family. Like, everybody's like, you don't try anything in that family, they will sue everything out of you. But really, having 6 children and having them do the same, are those kind of parents, are they not training those children the way they want those children to be? They want them to be, parents who love their kids to be like them in their field. That's why a footballer wants to train his son to play football. A music producer want to bring you, you have to play keyboards and all of that. That can be quite a problem, right?
Yes, it can be a problem. But happiness is something that is very important. Are those children happy with what they are doing? It is very key. So that's why every parent, you must follow suit your child, what he loves to do. It is very important. Forcing what you want on them is not it. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Of everything you said today, that one that you said really made the most mark with me, and it's something that will stay with me. I've gained value from this discussion with you today. And I know some other people have gained some value and all of that. Like you said, value-added parenting, ensuring that that is the way that they should go. Yes. From what the key points I can pick from what you said now is that, observe that child, notice what they are quite good at, and then train them in that particular way. Make time. You said even if they don't have to, you have to make that time. I like that. Thank you so much. And here's wishing you the best, and keep on giving value, because that's quite something. All right?